Hello and welcome to SPS Springfield. I'm Azell Cavaan and I'm joined by the Superintendent of Schools, Daniel Warwick. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Azell.
We thought we'd take this opportunity to just talk overall, give an overview about sort of the state of the district and new initiatives that we're involved in because there's so many this year. I know we opened up the school year talking about our accountability with DESE, which is the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Had some great news about our schools standing. What's that all about? Yeah,
we had a really good year from an accountability perspective. We moved ahead in every category, but I think the leveled accountability in Massachusetts, schools are rated from level 1 to level 5. There are a few urban schools that are in level 1 status and more in that 3-4 arena. Typically, schools' results follow the poverty line, and as most people know, in Massachusetts, the two districts with the highest level of poverty in Massachusetts are Holyoke and Springfield. So when I took over as superintendent, we had one level 1 school. We now have 9, so we were just ecstatic with that news. We increased our number of level 2 schools from 5 to 7. So the level of improvement that requires is significant, and I think it was an extraordinary accomplishment and shows that Springfield is really on the move. But we had positive momentum in some other areas too. We reduced the number of level 3 and 4 schools. Level 4 schools, you know, it's one of the most dire levels in the accountability system. And DeBerry, which was a level 4 school, advanced to level 3 status, came out of level 4. So that was an extraordinary accomplishment. And they're the 7th Springfield school since I've taken over that's come out of level 4 status. So we're really thrilled with the leveled accountability piece. We were also thrilled to see, as we shifted to Park, a more difficult test from grades 3 to 8. We had significant improvement in our scores as we made that shift to a more difficult test. In most states, when they went to these new wave tests, the scores went backward. But in Springfield, we actually moved forward, had very nice gains throughout the levels, and we were very excited about that too. Whether you talk about the student growth percentile or composite performance index, all the news was moving in the right direction. And over the last 4 years, we've consistently made more gains in the aggregate throughout the state. So we're very pleased with the gains that have been made. Not happy with where we're at, but we feel we're moving in the right direction.
Room for improvement, but you're saying the student growth. So what that means is the rate at which Springfield students advanced or became better in the fields as compared to the rate at which other districts saw their students advance. So not the overall rating, but the advancement rating. That's up.
Yeah, I mean, we had the nice gains in every metric, be it the composite performance index, student growth, or proficiency levels. We had very nice gains, and those are the 3 main metrics with a leveled accountability piece.
And so the composite means overall our gains have really been great. So yeah. Our students are achieving better, they're overall getting better, and so there's student growth, CPI, and proficiency.
Correct.
And our proficiency.
Better than the rest of the state over the last 4 years. The gains are better.
That's great.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
It's great news. Great news for our teachers, our students, our families. Everybody has a part to play in that. And we were talking about the school levels, and STEM also had a special recognition this year. Yeah,
STEM jumped 2 levels from a 3 to a 1. And if you look across the state in the urban middle schools and high schools, there are a few schools that have advanced past level 3. We had 2 secondary schools this year. Renaissance went from level 3 to level 2, and STEM jumped all the way from level 3 to level 1, which is an extraordinary accomplishment.
Huge accomplishment. Excellent. And we also had some news on the advanced placement sort of happenings here in our district. Advanced placements, we've done episodes on that here on this show. More rigorous courses for the students, more college prep and more college credits that you're getting as a student. And we're seeing some great gains in that too.
Yeah, we've had a great partnership with Mass Insight. We've been working with them for a number of years to increase the advanced placement offerings, also increase the number of students taking the test, passing the test so they get the college credit, like Azell said. But also the research shows that youngsters who have the chance to take an AP course matriculate through college in 4 years. And actually, the success rate is well above students who haven't been afforded that opportunity. In Springfield, we were looking at the data. There was under 400 kids taking AP courses in 2008. We had over 2,000 taking those courses this year. Wow. So great gains in the number of youngsters taking the test, great gains in the number of youngsters passing the test, so they're actually getting college credit. And I think to cite one school, which was given some state awards, Central High School. We've had the gains at all the schools, but Central High School, when they looked at their data, they had the highest percent of minority students taking AP courses of any school in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and the greatest gains in that arena, and also similar gains relative to the number of kids actually passing the test, minority students passing the test. So we're particularly thrilled with that, because when you look at Springfield years ago, we had a real challenge with not enough minority students actually even being exposed to the AP courses. So the gains there have been equally exciting.
Excellent, excellent. We talked a little bit about PARC, and PARC is the wave of the future, and part of the way that you take PARC is online, and that just is the way of the world. And so we here at the district took a huge step forward this year in helping to prepare our kids technologically for the future with a program that's called We Learn that you led the way on. So let's talk a little bit about what We Learn is about in technology.
Yeah, we're really excited about what we've done with technology. We Learn is what we call our one-to-one digital initiative, and the whole idea is we're all learning this together. And actually, I think we find our kids are more inclined to technology than some of our adults, especially some of the adults around my age. But a really exciting endeavor. We decided technology is the wave of the future, and if you watch youngsters when they're exposed to technology in the classroom, the student engagement, your opportunity to differentiate, individualize is so much greater. And being a former special education teacher, that was always a huge challenge, and we worked really hard to do that. But technology offers so many opportunities to do that well that it's really exciting for our kids. So this We Learn digital initiative, we've actually, over the last 4 years, invested millions of dollars in our technology infrastructure. So we have the connectivity at every school. We have the dense wireless. We put a second data center online. And now we have actually started a 4-year lease program where in grades 3 to 12, every youngster has their own tablet. And in grades K to 2, it's one for every 2 students. So we're increasing that level of exposure to technology, but with a real focus, not just on pulling a tablet out and using technology, but to actually use technology to improve instruction in every classroom every day. And it's really exciting because we look at the youngsters when you're using technology, the engagement levels beyond belief, they're excited about it, and it's the milieu they're most comfortable in. So we feel we can really move the needle forward academically through this endeavor. We didn't just talk about IT people coming in and training everyone to use technology, but we're training all our instructional people to actually improve instruction in the classroom using technology, hoping that it'll really help us with the academic achievement momentum we've already built.
And there's been a lot of excitement on the part of the staff and the teachers, and learning that there's been a lot of appropriately enough online forums that have been opened up between the teachers to talk about best practices, to give ideas. They're taking fun pictures, showing themselves using We Learn and using technology. So there's a real sense of excitement around it and fun. It's serious, it's about the education, it's about curriculum and learning, but there is a sense of like a new frontier kind of innovativeness behind it.
Yeah, you can see the excitement in the classroom. And like everything else, we really focus. Springfield has 7 full professional development days for staff. We really put a lot of effort and financial piece relative to how important our PD program is to us. And we focus this August on providing great professional development to our staff. And again, not just in using the technology, but using technology in a way that will improve instruction for our kids and get better outcomes.
And so this all builds up to what is the ultimate goal, which is to graduate kids who are college and career ready. So why don't we end our interview with talking about two new initiatives that focus on sort of the college, the transition into college. A new program in Springfield taken over by the district itself called the Springfield Promise, available in all of the high schools. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the control board started a Springfield Promise Fund to help students with this whole college-going endeavor. Knowing a community like Springfield that has, one of the highest poverty rates in Massachusetts, are going to have some difficulty and some challenges for families to navigate the college-going process, given the expense and all the effort that that takes. So the Springfield Promise program was run out of Boston for a number of years. We actually brought it here to Springfield this year. In essence, took it over ourselves and actually have put a staff person out in every school to assist families with this whole college-going endeavor. And one thing that for any family that has engaged filling out the FAFSA, the financial aid form, and know what a difficult endeavor that is, we have people in every school funded to help the counselors, help the kids. So we actually complete this whole college-going process, make sure we're giving the families the help they need to get the FAFSA forms done. And again, I think we'll be bringing in millions of dollars of scholarship aid. And we have folks that, like I said, for the first time at every school, every day, helping the kids with that process.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
Really excited. So if you're a parent and you have a child who is in high school, you need to be asking them, especially if they're a junior or a senior, do you know who your FAFSA fellow is? And if not, go and ask your guidance counselor, find out and start seeing that person. Not only are they helping students in school, they're also having special sessions out in the community. They've had a couple at the Springfield Central Library and some others that we'll be sure to keep posted here on Channel 15 so folks can know to go out and get information about how to work your way through the process of applying to college and getting money to help that make that possible.
Yeah, I think the financial piece has become so important.
Yeah.
And without some help, our family is going to have difficulty navigating the process. And the cost of colleges has gone up exponentially in the last several years.
Yeah.
So this is a really important endeavor for us. In addition, we've probably almost tripled the number of kids taking the SAT tests.
Yeah.
We provide that free for our kids. We also help families with a PSAT process. So our kids are really moving along this whole college-going pipeline.
Yep.
And we not only want them to go to college, we want them to graduate from college in 4 years.
Excellent. And lastly, let's talk about a program called Reach to Teach, which is basically a program where we've created a pathway so that Springfield Public School students can become Springfield Public School teachers. And it's thanks to a partnership that you forged with Westfield State University.
Yeah, really exciting. Lydia Martinez and I, my assistant superintendent, are both Westfield State College graduates, now Westfield State University. And when we were looking at the data, it was clear that the highest percentage of our teachers come out of Westfield State College, more than any other college. So we had a natural affinity with Westfield State. One of the deans at Westfield State, Cheryl Stanley, is a Springfield native, longtime friend of mine and some other folks in this district. And we forged an alliance with her, looking at the urban ed program at Westfield State and encouraging our kids in high school to pursue going to college, which we talked about earlier, but also considering a career in education and in teaching and how important that is. Springfield, like every other urban school system in the nation, has difficulty with diversity in the workforce, and especially in the teaching field. Not enough minority students actually go into education, and that's been a real challenge for us. And we do a lot to recruit nationally. Yeah. We have Lucy Perez full-time actually going around doing a lot of recruitment and minority student recruitment down in Puerto Rico with historically black colleges. But there aren't enough graduates across the country that have pursued education. Everyone's trying to recruit those graduates. So we thought if we formulated a program with Westfield State, so more of our kids from the city of Springfield came back to teach here, where they have a network in the community and they're part of the community already. We've done some of this already, but we really think it's an opportunity for us to really help us in this arena. And, you know, this whole idea of improving the diversity, I think, will help us tremendously with our students, with our families,
Yeah.
and I think networking in the community. And I think as we've seen a lot of our kids who have gone back to teaching from Springfield, it's really been a very positive force in our schools. So we're looking to increase this. Really innovative program. I don't know of any other program really like it in existence.
Yeah, people are coming now looking at us going, how did you do that? How can we replicate it?
Yeah, and it's starting like in 11th grade. So Yolanda Johnson's been a big help, our head of guidance and school services.
And she has been in all of the high schools, along with Dr. Stanley, talking with students about Reach to Teach, finding out the interest of students in becoming educators. We know that it's not, you know, in this day and age with technology, a lot of students go into the IT field, they go into the medical field, but we've been doing a lot of work around trying to tell people about the benefits of a career in education and how much room there is, what the career ladder is in the field of education. So you can start off as a teacher, you can make a big difference in the lives of people around you, your community, your neighbors, your friends, your families, children, and then you could really progress in your career.
Yeah, it really gives you a chance to give back to the community you're from. And for us, from a cultural competence standpoint, it'll really help us move our schools forward.
Now, we are actually here filming on it's not a snow day, but it's a delay. We had our first delay of the school year. So since we're here, do you want to just talk a little bit about what goes into calling a snow day, or now that the winter months are upon us? How is that decision made? I'm sure people want to know that.
Snow days are the bane of every superintendent's existence. It seems like no matter what call you make, at least 50% of the population is on the other side of it. You know, I think what we do is a lot of preparation going into it. We have a lot of partnerships with DPW, with the police force, with our transportation provider, do a lot of background work as we move towards a day where there's going to be some inclement weather. We're up the night before late and then very early in the morning listening to the various networks and weather services. We always avail ourselves of the National Weather Service, take all that information into account and bandy it about and then try to make the best decision possible. Today it was a 2-hour delay. The storm started very late. There wasn't enough time to plow, but the temperature went up significantly pretty early. So we always try to err on the side of safety. We were nervous because streets weren't plowed early in the morning. Wasn't a major storm, but it was about 3 inches in Springfield. So we made the decision if we waited 2 hours, the traveling would be much safer and we'd get into school. And with the temperature rising, it's clearing up nicely now. But again, it's one of those decisions that there's always a Monday morning quarterback, so to speak, that'll always give you advice on why you should have done it the other way.
But the decision is always based on the safety with students in mind and getting to and from school.
Yeah, I mean, we really err on the side of caution, and student safety is our primary goal.
Excellent. So there you have it. As we go through the winter months, you have a little bit of insight as to how that big decision is made. So I'm Azell Cavaan. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for Springfield Public Schools, joined by the Superintendent, Dan Warwick. We hope you enjoyed this report, sort of an overview, a review of where we are as a district. A lot of exciting and great things happening. So please share the joy, spread the word, and happy holidays to all.
Happy holidays.